friends. Today's lesson is going to be about nocturnal animals. So what does nocturnal mean? That means it's an animal that's actually active at night and they sleep during the day. And they're not even teenagers. That's just how they are. So an example of a nocturnal animal would be a hissing cockroach. They sleep during the day, they're very active at night. But I do have another example too that I would like for you to actually meet. And this example is a snake. So this is an African ball python. So what that means with their name, it's even in the name, ball python, is when they get scared, they actually take their entire body and wrap it around their head in a tight ball. It's designed to protect themselves. Now, they also, in the wild, and they come from Africa, the northern part of Africa, they actually live in termite mounds. So they really like things to be very chill, quiet, and then they come out at night to hunt. All right, let's have a look at our African ball python. His name, by the way, is Beauregard. All right, so this is Beauregard right here. Isn't he beautiful? All right, so look, he's in a pillowcase right now. He doesn't live in a pillowcase. Just like I was talking about, they like those small spaces. So when he's out of his big enclosure, it makes him a little bit more comfortable to be inside of a pillowcase. So here's our African ball python. You'll notice, whoops, he just stuck his tongue out. Do you think he's being rude right now and maybe going to you? He is absolutely not doing that. When a snake sticks their tongue out, they're actually smelling. So they have what are known as Jacobson organs in the back of their throat, and they pick up molecules in the air and they take them back to the Jacobson organs to figure out what it is they're smelling. They also have heat pits on the end of their snout. Can you see those right there? You can see them along the side here. There we go. They have those because, again, they're nocturnal, so they hunt at night. Now, snakes, for the most part, are carnivores. What that means is they eat meat and only meat. So snakes can be one of two things. They can be a constrictor or they can be venomous. So what does that mean? A constrictor is a snake that does have sharp rows of teeth on the top and the bottom of their mouth, but they squeeze their prey. So they will actually hunt, grab the prey with their teeth, and squeeze it before they eat it up and digest it. Venomous means they have two fangs and they can bite and inject their victim with venom. So, by the way, if it's something that you can actually eat, that's poisonous. If it's something that can inject you, that's venomous. So that's the difference between that. Now, does that mean all snakes are hiding out, waiting to attack you? No, of course not. Most snakes, like a ball python, really are more afraid of you than you are of them. But there are aggressive snakes out there, like a cottonmouth. So you always want to be careful and mindful of snakes. But you also want to consider there's some really good snakes out there. An example is the king snake. The king snake will actually eat venomous snakes. That's definitely a snake you want to have around. So let's have a look at this long body. And by the way, ball pythons max out at around 6 feet, so they don't get huge, which makes them great to do things like this with. If it's a snake that's like 25 feet, that's a lot more snake to deal with. So they max out at about 6 feet, but they do have this long body here. So it actually takes a while for them to digest their food. Sometimes Beauregard will only eat once a month. Sometimes he eats twice a month, but it takes a long time to digest that food because snakes eat everything. They can digest fur, they can digest the skeleton, everything. So everything takes a little bit longer. Guess what? That only means they poop about once a month. Can you believe that? Now, snakes, as they get larger, they also will shed their skin, which is really amazing. So actually, Beauregard just had a shed not too long ago. So you notice he looks very pretty and shiny right now. All right, I'm going to give you another closer look here at this nocturnal animal. There we go. He's really moving. He's feeling good. He's feeling active. So it's kind of hard to get him right at the camera, but there he is for you. All right, so since we're talking about nocturnal animals, how about we do some experiments with some glow-in-the-dark materials? Doesn't that sound fun? I think so too, Beauregard. All right, the experiments that always make me think of nighttime, since we're talking about nocturnal, that means active at night, sleeps during the day. So I think of glow-in-the-dark experiments. So glow sticks, which I have a few right here. Normally when you get them, they look like this. They're not really glowing, right? So you have to create a chemical reaction inside of the tube. And you do this just by bending it. And you're releasing some liquid in here that reacts to the other liquid that's inside of the tube, creating a chemical reaction. That chemical reaction is called chemiluminescence. Very cool word, chemiluminescence. And what that means is you have a chemical reaction that gives off light, but does not give off heat. That's the reason why glow sticks are not hot after you break them. So let's have a look. Let me turn the lights off here, and we're going to go ahead and get that chemical reaction started. You might be able to kind of hear that breaking inside. All right, look, so it's actually glowing now. And sometimes it's really good to shake them, which also looks especially cool. See the light trail there? All right, I'm going to actually open up a few more here. I wonder if I can do 2 at one time. Turns out I can. All right, there we go. Glowing very nicely. All right, and then I have a few more just because you can never really have enough glow sticks. Oh, and these are 2 different colors, right? So we're gonna stick with the green here. Make sure that the reaction is all the way through our sticks. There we go. All right, so chemiluminescence. If these are reactions that don't give off heat, I wonder what would happen if you put them in some different temperatures of water. I want to make sure the whole stick is glowing. We're pretty close, right? It's looking pretty good. All right, so I've got some really ice cold water right here. In fact, I still have a few ice cubes in there. And then I've got some very, very warm water in this cup. So what I want to do is I want to put those glow sticks. So we're going to turn this down so you can see what's going on. I'm going to put one here in the ice cold water and the other in the hot water. And we're going to see if this affects our experiment in any way or changes the reaction that's actually going on. So one thing you might kind of start to notice, this is because it's cold. There we go. Let me clean this off here so you can really sort of see what's going on. You'll notice that the glow stick that's here in the hot water is starting to really glow a lot better than the one that's in the cold water. So all we're doing here is we're simply slowing down that reaction. So the reaction is going to happen faster in hotter or warmer conditions. So say it's Halloween and you have your glow stick and you're really, really enjoying it, and you want to make it last longer. Well, when you're done, you can actually put it in the freezer and it's going to slow down that reaction. So you'll have your glow stick a little bit longer. Doesn't mean you'll have it forever. It just slows down the reaction. So let's take these out here. All right. And you can see this is the one that was in the hot water. It's definitely glowing a lot brighter than the one that was in the cold. But I wonder if we switch them up here. All right, you can see now how much darker this is, but let's give it a minute in that cold water. And what would be your guess about what's going to happen? If you said that the one that was in the hot water is going to start to slow down, You're correct. And now we're speeding up the reaction here with the hot water. So that's just chemiluminescence with glow sticks and changing the reaction slightly, speeding it up with hot water, slowing it down with cold water.